So you want to learn Dwarf Fortress, but don't know where to start. Okay, so first things first, you need to download the game. We can either do that from the Bay 12 Games Dwarf Fortress website, where you can click on Windows, Linux or Mac, depending on your system. Or we can go to this one, the links are in the description for both, which is the Peridexis starter set. So this has just got some graphics, some utilities. So I'm going to click on download now for this, and then I'm going to save the file. Okay, so once that's downloaded, we can open it up and we can extract that to a folder on our desktop. This is what we've got. We've got our starter pack launcher, and then Dwarf Fortress, and then all the utilities. So if we double click on the starter pack launcher, this is what we see. Now we can get it to automatically check for updates. Yes, that's fine. Import stuff from an older pack. Well, we probably don't already have one, so no. Okay. So the only thing that I'm going to change on here is I'm going to change aquifers to no, and that'll just give us an easier time of finding our first embark site. By default, it's already got some graphics. If you want to have the original ASCII graphics, just click on ASCII and install graphics. But this Phobos one has got tiles for everything, so it's a bit more pretty if that's what you want. And finally, we'll turn sound off. Now, if we just lift that up a bit, we can see Play Dwarf Fortress at the bottom here. So I'm going to click that, and it'll start up Dwarf Fortress. So that's as easy as the installation is. I'm just going to maximize this and skip. First things first, we need to create our world, and we're just going to do this the simplest way. Enter to create world. It'll load us into this mode. Press escape to continue, and then we'll just make a small world, move it over from medium to small, leave everything else the same, that's not an issue, and then press Y to go. And then what we'll do is I'll start making a world. So we start in the year 0, and our time is advancing, historical figures are rising, they're dying, battles are being fought, that kind of thing, and it simulates this. So in this tutorial I'm not going to go over what all of this means, but just know that we've got a big landmass here and then oceans here. One thing to be mindful of is these pink/purple locations. When we embark, we want to avoid these because these are typically evil locations that have horrendous effects that are challenging even to experienced players. So I'll come back once this world has been made, and then we'll go through with the rest of the embark. Okay, once your world's been made, you can have a look at the names of the places are at the top. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to press enter to accept, and this is going to offload the units. And this might take a minute or two to do, so just be patient. We'll go back to the main menu once that's done. Okay, so now you should be greeted by this screen. You can see that the start playing has appeared at the top. So if we press enter on start playing, enter for Dwarf Fortress mode, and now we're entering the world. So first thing first, time's going to progress forward. So when we get to this screen, we can see that this is our local map. This is what the local area looks like where we're actually going to have our fortress. This is what the surrounding area around us looks like, and then this is what the world, where we are in the whole world. So for this, we're just going to try and find a place that is warm, with some trees, and that's about all that we need. Okay, so with the laser new pack, I don't know if it's in other versions, but we can just click and drag our local area, and I kind of want to have this river in our starting location. We can also resize using this, just click and drag, or we can use the UMKH keys to move us around, or shift UMKH to resize. The larger the area, the more variation in things you'll get, but you can also get some lag from that. So try and keep it sort of 3x3, 4x3 is fine. And we're going to press E to embark, and then we're just going to press play now. We can prepare carefully, but we can do that another time for your second fortress. Okay, and then this is the sort of flavor text that we get at the start. It tells us what sort of things we can find. So black bears are likely to be around here, and this is the name of our fortress, Stake Flights. So we press enter, and we're greeted by the screen. Now first thing to do, press space, and that should pause the game. We can have a look around. Next thing I'm going to do is press tab once, and once again, and that'll move this menu over. And we can see tab, move this menu map. So we can hide it completely, etc. Now looking around, we can see our dwarfs, and you can see that there's also some trees. These are tree trunks here. If we hover over them, we can see in the bottom right corner what we're looking at. Horse, cat, dog. So the best way to learn Dwarf Fortress is to play it. You're going to fail, but as long as we've learned something each time that you play, then that failure is actually a success. So what our objectives are this time is to secure some shelter, some food, and some booze. Those are the three things we're after. So the first key we're going to look at is designate, which is D. So this allows us to tell dwarves that we want something doing, and the dwarves that have that job enabled will go from doing. So if we press D and T, we can see that's for chop down trees. So we can click on a tree and it'll tell a dwarf with an axe to go and chop that down. We can also press enter and that will say starting here, and next time we press enter it will say and ending here, chop down all these trees. So now all these trees are sort of designated to be chopped down, and the dwarf with that labour will go and do it. Now with dwarfs we like mining, as you can see D, mine at the top, so designate D, mine D, and then we'll go up to this hill over here. So this black region is underground, and we'll just designate start here and end over here, dig out this hill. And we're going to add a couple of rooms off here. We're going to add one for a stockpile, we're going to add one for a bedroom, we're going to add one here for a little farm plot, and then we're going to add one for a little meeting hall. Now if we want to get rid of any of these designations we can press X to remove a designation, and then we can start and stop, and that will remove it. So now we've designated this to be dug out, we've designated these to be chopped down. Now if we press space, that'll unpause the game and our dwarves will go about their business. Now we can see there's only one miner at the moment, and is making short work of mining that out, but we can make somebody else a miner as well. So if we pause it, we can see there's a unit list up here, and this allows us to look at our dwarves. So we can see what jobs the people are doing. We can also see all of our pets and livestock. These are some wild animals that are around the place, and these are all the dead and missing, so nobody's there yet. Now let's pick one of these people that doesn't have a job at the moment. Let's pick the jeweler. Press Z to go to unit, and we can see that he's got novice gem cutter, novice gem setter, and some woodcrafter, stonecrafter. But we want to make him a miner for now. So if we look at the bottom here, we've got profession, P, press P, and we want to assign a labour to him, L, and then the first one here is mining, so we'll assign mining to him. And now that gem cutter will pick up a pickaxe and go and help digging out our fortress. So a few things while they're digging this out. If we press K, we can have a look around. So we can do this with our mouse as well, but we can also look, and we can see in the top right what it is that we're looking at. Our expedition leader, our cat. Another thing we can do to move around, we can move around using the arrow keys. We can also, using triangle brackets, as we can go up with the left triangle bracket, or we can go down into the earth with the right triangle bracket. So towards the sky with the left, and down to the earth with the right. So let's let these dwarves carve out, and then we'll learn about building. So they've dug all of that out. Now one of the first things you want to do is get everything from the outside to the inside. And we can do this with a stockpile. So if we press P for stockpile, and then for this right now we're going to make a custom stockpile because we want everything on it, or mostly everything. So we're going to press C for custom stockpile, and then T to set those settings. And then we want to go down this list with the arrow keys and enable everything by pressing E. Enable animals, enable food, enable siege ammo. We won't enable corpses or refuse or stone, but we will enable ammo, coins, bars, blocks, gems, finished goods, leather, cloth, not wood, weapons, traps, armor, and sheet. Okay, and now if we press C, we can start the stockpile in that corner, end it in this corner, and then our dwarfs will start dragging all of our belongings into this little room here. So now we want to build some things. So most of the things in this game fall under the category of buildings. So let's press B for building, and we can see that there's bed, seat, door, etc. So one of the other things that's under here is farm plot. So we're going to press P for farm plot. I'm just going to put a farm just in this room here. You can see that to change our height we use U and M. So I'm going to press U a couple of times. And then we can change the width using K. So K makes it bigger, H makes it smaller. Just going to press enter. And then that sets that place ready to build. And we've got loads of wood here. So now we're going to build a carpenter's workshop to make stuff out of that wood. So we press W for workshop. Or from the start we go building, B, W for workshop, and then we can see carpenter's workshop here. We press C for that. I'm just going to build a carpenter's workshop just outside of the entrance using some plum logs. Okay. So while they're dragging all that stuff over to the stockpile, we can see that one of our dwarves has picked up a log and has built a carpenter's workshop. Now, with the starter pack, we should be able to click on this, and we can see we've got a new task. If we don't have the starter pack, we can press Q, which assigns tasks to a building, and we can see add task. Now we want a few beds for our dwarves, so we can go A, and we can see that construct bed is on the right. So we can press the plus key to go down to construct bed, or we can just press B, it's next to it. So B to construct bed, and we'll do that a few times, so we've got a few beds for our dwarves. And we can see that our carpenter has taken a log and is going and building our bed over there. So once that bed is constructed in the carpenter's workshop, we can then use B and B again in order to place it. But we can't do that just yet because he hasn't built it. B and B again. And now we can place that bed in here. And our dwarves will then pick it up and place it there. So, quick recap. We've got B for building, where we can build our furniture, and if we press W, we can build workshops, where our dwarves can work. If we press P, we can build a farm plot, which enables us to grow some food. On this main screen, if we've got D, we can designate places for people to mine out. We can also designate trees to be cut down. Using the arrow brackets, we can go up towards the sky with the left arrow bracket and right down to the ground and even underground. If we go into our unit list, we can zoom in on any of our dwarves and assign them jobs from the professions window, P, L, and then assign them a job. To assign things to be planted on the farm plot, we press Q, go to our farm plot, we highlight plump helmets, which is the standard dwarven mushroom that they like to eat, and then we press enter. Then we press B to go to summer, go over to plump helmet, press enter, and the same for winter and autumn. Now whoever our farmer is will go and start planting plump helmets. Now to make booze, we just need to go to B for our build, W for our workshop, and then we want a still L. And then we can choose what material we want it out of. The next task for you to figure out is stairs. So we can designate stairs to be carved out, so these are downstairs. If we go down towards the earth, we can then press I to do up downstairs, and we can go a level below. Give that a go, hopefully that's enough information to get you started. So now you should be able to build things with the B build menu. You can designate things with the D designate menu. You can check out your units and give them new jobs with the U unit list. You can assign tasks to workshops with the Q command. I've shown you how to start off stairs. So now you should be able to figure out a bunch yourself, which truly is the best way to learn the game, is to do it yourself. So best of luck. I'll probably be making an FAQ based on any questions that people ask on this video. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.